Alrighty then. Just a quick little snippet. Buddy of mine saw me that I did this, and he said, you know, I should really just do a little quick video about it. It's basically a bio info generator for Twilight 2000, and I wrote this little piece. I'll read it first because it reminded me of I wanted to do it like the rule books, how they have, you know, the little quotes or section in the front of each chapter. So I did this one. It says, remember back in the beginning, folks would report to the unit, and the first thing our sergeant would ask, where are you from, private? Then we deployed and the shooting war started. We would run into other units, and the question of the day became, what unit you with? Then the nukes flew and things got really hairy for a while. Every time you ran into someone, it was more like friendly, with guns pointed all around. But we've gotten back to basics, and the question's back to, where are you from? I remember when Bennett showed up. The Sergeant Major asked him, where are you from, Bennett? And he answered, here and there. Sergeant Major shook his head and mumbled, one of those guys. To which Bennett asked, what guy? Sergeant Bigsby got up and walked away, saying, Lieutenant calls them intellectuals. The rest of us call them smartasses. And he was right. That simple greeting and question went a long way. It bonded men from the same area or got folks talking about what it was like living wherever. It was a crucial question and answer in these times. So, Sergeant Major just looked back and repeated the question in a more serious tone. Where are you from, son? A smile grew on Bennett, and he simply said, Canada. Hands flew in the air, and all at once a cacophony of groans, grates, and dammits filled the air as heads started shaking, but it was followed by laughs. And we don't laugh all that much these days. But I wrote that afterwards just because I created this thing here. I'll show it to you guys. And it's a bioinfo generator. It's made in Google Sheets. It's basically, if you look on the left-hand side there, that's basically every time I hit it, it's pulling up data, and it's going to pull up the home of record for the person, like where they're from. I put the population in there just so people who aren't familiar, you don't have to Google it. You can be like, oh, that town's only got 180 people. That's a small town. The age is just randomized. You know, that's just if you needed an age for a character or whatever. The social security number is just a random bunch of digits other than the first three. The first three are set to like the state of whatever state of record. So you know, it's a little bit realistic in that way, but the rest of the numbers are completely randomly generated. You got height. Why do I have two heights in there? I think one of those maybe is supposed to be weight, but I'll check on that again. And a hair color, eye color, a blood type. And I put blood type in there because you almost always seen it, even when I was in the military in the 90s. You know, you had your blood type written on your patch or here or on your side of your helmet or something. So, because it's very important in the military, you have your blood type visible, immediately known. Then I did motivations. The motivations are drawn from the second edition of Twilight 2000 that had the deck of cards, and you would draw two cards, and whichever was the higher suit gave you their motivations. And then after I'd created it, I posted it to some friends in a Discord, and one of them joked, it's like, where's the MRE? Where's the favorite MRE thing? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, don't you remember we would always sit around during the field ops or whatever, and you got your MRE, and everybody was trading. And everybody got an MRE, and they were like, oh man, chicken a la king. Anybody got spaghetti and meatballs? Yeah, but I'm not giving it to you. Or somebody would be like, hey, anybody got jalapeno cheese spread? I love that stuff. I'll trade you my brownie, whatever. And people would do that. So I said, okay. So I did some research and actually found out what the MRE flavors for the time frame was. I created this little chart here that has the randomized items and what was in each of them, and it would pull this data up, and then it would randomly pull it. But if you see across the bottom, you'll notice you see all these states and Guam and everything. It's my little chart. It's my charts for the data. This is where all the data is pulled from. So I have the formulas up here that grab the dice rolls and then compares them to the dice rolls, and then whatever it pulls the data that's here, and then this pulls the population beside. This combines the information so that it could be pulled to the front. Like I said, there's the Social Security creator that just pulls some random numbers. Features. Oh, that's why I have two heights. It's male, female heights. I didn't set it to determine. But yeah, so there's your states list. So it pulls the states, generates the birthday. Here's the states list again. And some of them are, they pull two sets of data. If you roll a 91, then it checks this data to give you these. These are basically census data from 1990. Don't get me to lie to you. One of the 90s, 95, 96, 99, something like that. It's census data from back then. And then I tried to give the percentage up here of rolling these is, because this population is 291,000 people, it's higher, the higher percentage. And then to create it. But yeah, I went through and I did every single state. And then that's how it creates this right here. So this information here is pulled from those data, and the information is combined to give you stuff. Oh, and then I did do this down here. So if you had a player, or if you had an NPC and you were like, man, I want this NPC to be from Florida, you just put that in there. And then this data down here at the bottom, oh, my picture's in the way, but you can kind of see it says Miami, but it'll pull the data. So if you were like, you don't want him to be from Clinton, Oklahoma, he's from Wellington, Florida, because you put the information in there. And then this side is just, I need to pull it off. I need to pull it into a different display, but this doesn't change. So because every time you hit tab or you do something in here, it pulls it recreates it. So if you're like 1, 2, 3, bam, oh, there we go. And then you want to keep it, you just highlight it down to here, hit copy, right click, paste values only, and bam, there's the record up here, and it stays. But yeah, this took way too long for me to do it, because I had to put all these in here, and then I had to figure out my personal formulas, and then do the lookups and the values, the joining, etc., so that everything lined up. But now, and anytime I do Twilight 2000, which I haven't in a long time, I really want to restart a campaign again, but I can just be like, oh yeah, you got a guy from Bristol, Rhode Island, age 27, there's his birthday, information that may or may not be important for the game, but he is selfish. He's got the King of Diamonds, and he's somewhat ambitious. So he's selfish and ambitious. That's a dangerous combination, I think. But that's the generator. I mean, it took probably a lot of man hours doing it, but again, I get bored. I'm a single dad and don't have much to do other than work, and I haven't been able to find a game to play into for a long time. So I just create. I do little creations like this to help out and make things a little bit quicker. I feel like the dozens or hundreds of hours that go into creating a Google Doc like this pays off when somebody can. Especially even when I just can do it, is I can just go in here and bam, I've got it. Bam, I've got my information. Bam, I got my information, and that's it. So, but maybe one day I'll get back into running a game on Foundry. I just need to I just don't have a set schedule enough to be viable. I tried the rotating schedule where it was like on Saturday I would find out my schedule and I would post, hey guys, I'm off Sunday, I'm off Thursday, I'm available this day, I get off at 3 or 4 this day, and then everybody would post. It was always inevitably somebody wouldn't be able to play, and then there were a couple of guys that just didn't like that rotating schedule. Plus sometimes on the days that I would post my availability, somebody they would inevitably pick a day that I was working, and I'd have to work late or something, so I'd be running late, and they didn't like that. So, which, you know, me personally, I'm kind of like, I understand their frustration, but they went into the game knowing that, because when they joined the game, I had told people, this is how we're going to do the scheduling because of my work. So they went into it, you know, and to me personally, it's kind of like, I understand if like you're paying for me to be a game master, or I have a set schedule and I say Tuesday at 8 o'clock and I'm not able to meet that obligation, and you came into the game knowing that. But if you accepted the fact that it was going to be a rotating schedule, then I'm sorry, you can piss off with your whiny crybaby stuff. You know, I ended up having to cancel the game because it just, you know, people just didn't want to play it. I'd really love to play Twilight 2000, but I just can never find a game. But yeah, this is a lot of tabs, and I think it takes up a lot of resources doing it the way I did it. Because again, I'm not a coder, I'm not an engineer, I'm not anything like that. All of this is trial by error. So if you look, I'll pull this down. See, that's the code, the formula, so to speak. I call it code because I'm an idiot. To me, it's kind of code, but that's the stuff it pulls. And if you go into one of these right here, and you go, okay, here's California. That's all of, and that's not even all of it. It still scrolls down to do the check, to get the information basically that I want to display, and information. Oh, Los Angeles, nice. But yeah, a friend of mine told me I should just do a little 10-minute video to showcase this. Not that there is a lot of viewers or a lot of people that are interested in this stuff. But if anybody sees this, if you want access to it, just shoot me a message. I think I can just send a link, and you guys should be able to copy it or whatever, because I don't mind sharing anything that I work. And I don't have to get permission. I'm not permission. I don't need to get credit or stuff. It's the same thing I used to do when I did the 15th MU for Armed Assault. I did all these documentation and everything, and I didn't care if people took it and used it. You know, it would annoy me if somebody took it and used it and called it theirs, and that they did it, the work on it. It was annoying, but the community is small enough. If it helped somebody to create his military realism unit for Arma in shorter period of time, and he didn't have to reinvent the wheel and reinvent the policies, I would just give him the policies. This is the promotion policy the 15th MU uses. It's based on conversions of, you know, months to days and hours for promotion that are based off the real world Marine Corps, that kind of stuff. It just, you know, it just, like I said, I'm not in it to make money. I'm not in it for the credit. I'm in it to help people and game masters and people running realism units to have fun and do less of the administrative stuff if they need to. But that's it. That's a little video. I'll post it out there. Enjoy.